Hey guys, we just came back from Spider-Man No Way Home, and boy.
So we went to see it at IMAX. I mean, because maybe you know, because we live in Malta.
We don't have IMAX.
You probably know this by now, but I mean, we don't have IMAX there. We used to have it, but obviously, like, people couldn't afford it back then. So
And I was too young back then. I never went to a cinema in my life, so.
So the last movie, if you remember it, I think it's famous or infamous, if you want, depending on how you see it.
Yeah.
But the first time I watched IMAX, I mean the last time, was what was it called? It was Spike It's 3D, if you remember that. Back then the 3D was still with the blue and the red lenses. Remember those?
I never tried those on in my life.
Well, it was, but so we went. So we're abroad here. We're not in Malta here right now. We're in France.
Yeah.
So we watched it over at IMAX.
3D.
What did you think? Because I think it's the first time you experienced IMAX, right?
Oh yeah. For me, going in to like the first time I entered to the cinema, I myself I'm used to the small screen, big screen experience at Malta. You know, the screens for me they were now they're small, but for me they were big. You know, they were quite big.
Obviously,
and I got used to that. You know, and I thought I was going to go in a cinema, normal cinema, and oh boy, I was wrong.
Well, obviously, because if you get used to seeing something in a way, you think, oh, this is the best that I could get, because I can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
But then you find out that there's better outside of your own country.
And it was so huge. The screen was enormous. And we had best seats, we had center seats, and
we were lucky. Apparently, we were lucky. He got the tickets for us, but
it was a very lucky purchase. I was refreshing so many times on the specific day when the tickets came out. I was refreshing. At one point, it crashed, and I was like, "Oh boy! Oh no! I think we're gonna lose them. I think we're gonna lose the seats." So then we didn't. We actually got the center seats, and as soon as I went to buy them again to see if there were any people, it was already sold out. And I was like, oh, damn, I was so lucky there. I could have lost them for like a fraction of a second or a fraction of a minute, something. I would have lost them. So I was lucky.
So we found a cinema here that shows English movies with French subtitles. It's basically the same way most people like to watch Japanese anime in Japanese with English subtitles. It's basically the same thing.
Or Money Heist in Spanish. And
obviously, we ignored the subtitles and just watched the movie as if
to be honest, they weren't bothering me at all, right? They were very small and they weren't bothering me. The screen was enormous, so we could see the whole thing happening in front of us.
But I think what we can basically say, the movie basically starts exactly after No Way Home. I mean, not No Way, Far From Home.
Yeah, since I was seeing it for the first time in IMAX, it was detailed, to the detail, and I was so awed by what I was seeing, and even the camera shots and every angle, and the angles that they took, everything. It was spectacular. It was something that different from the other Spider-Man movies that they filmed. Like it was different from Homecoming, from Far From Home.
Yeah, the style is completely different.
Yeah,
which I like because I was getting a little not bored, like I don't know.
Deja vu.
I was getting a bit tired mostly of watching the same style over and over again. It started feeling like every movie is the same movie. Yeah. And so I started getting tired of watching that style. Yeah. Actually, I like them how, like, for example, Hawkeye. For example, it's going on right now as well. Yeah. I like Hawkeye. Hawkeye didn't use the same usual style that we had before Endgame. So I like the fact that they're mixing things up right now.
As a matter of fact, before we went to see this film, we actually saw the 5th episode of Hawkeye. That's exactly. Basically,
and if you haven't watched that, there's a surprise for you over there, and there's a surprise for you here too.
We leave that in the spoiler section.
There's a surprise for you in this movie as well.
Oh, there's so many surprises.
It's basically everywhere. There's a surprise in the beginning, there's a surprise in the middle, and there's a surprise at the end.
So many surprises. So they delivered on the big surprises and huge. So
huge. Sorry.
Huge.
Sorry, Americans. They're probably going through PTSD right now.
Why?
Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump. Huge. Huge.
Huge.
Not that huge.
But what else can we say? So there are no like bad moments here, like in terms of writing. Like if you want to compare it to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, for example.
Yeah.
Like that's bad writing, for example.
Yeah.
They actually made the characters human in this one.
Yeah.
They actually feel human. Like you actually believe like this would probably work. I mean, if this thing actually happens in real life, I think I would believe it would happen this way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it definitely sold me on the well, what can I say, the grand scheme of things. It definitely sold me on that, and it delivers. When I say delivers, I cannot emphasize more than that. It delivers. Oh boy, it does. It basically got me through all the emotions.
But the part that is very hard for us to do this non-spoiler review.
Yeah, it's difficult
because I mean
so many things.
In the trailer they hid so many things. Because I mean, I basically feel like Tom Holland right now trying to hide everything from the movie from you.
He got tired. He got tired.
What I suggest. I mean, this is a good movie.
Definitely. It's not good. Excellent. To me, it was excellent.
So I would suggest just go watch the movie. This isn't a bad movie that I would say avoid. I wouldn't say avoid this. Just go and watch it because it's a very great movie. And if you like the MCU and you haven't watched it yet, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's necessary. It's necessary. You have to see it. It's an event to me. It felt like an event and a story and a very good movie. It wasn't only an event. It was more of like it was just damn good fucking writing.
Yeah, but the parts that were missing in the trailer basically are parts that you actually want to see. Just go watch it.
Oh yeah, I'm actually having goosebumps.
Just go watch it right now.
I'm actually having goosebumps right now. Just talking about it.
Just stop watching the video right now.
Yeah.
Go and watch it.
Yeah, and then come back and see the spoiler.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
If we put it in a separate video, maybe I don't know. We'll see what we'll do after we film this video.
Exactly. What's your overall rating that you would give this before we wrap it up to the spoiler section?
9 out of 10, obviously. Not out of 100.
Yeah.
For
me, it was between a 9 and 10 because this was such a grand movie. But I'll leave the explaining of why the 10. Why the 9 and 1 negative?
Is it a 10 for you though? Is it 9?
It is between the 9 and 10. It's definitely between.
I don't choose one of them. It has to be a whole number.
Oh, this is so difficult.
Is it good enough to be worth a 10, or are you going to say no, it's not as good as a 10, then a 9?
Damn, this is so difficult, guys. This is like having to choose like.
Is it worth a 10?
It is. I think it is. It really is. It does have that. It has that weight to it. Something that I haven't felt this in a while. Like for a movie, I haven't felt this in a while. Like I felt this in very great movies that I say classics, but this is one of those kind of things. Like, so I would give it a 10, I think. And I'm not lying. This is unmistakably the most clear 10 that I could give.
I can tell you why it's a 9 for me without spoiling anything.
Sure, you can, yeah.
Basically, I think the final battle of the movie, I think it should have been a bit longer. That's all the only reason. I think if it was a bit longer, maybe I wouldn't mind the movie being 3 hours like Endgame.
Yeah,
because I think it would be perfect like that.
I mean, but the execution was great.
Yeah, but if the fight was longer, I would say it's a 10. But because it's a bit shorter than I would want it to be, so it's a 9. Yeah. Because it felt like it was a bit too quick. Like it ended too quick. The fight for me. The major fight, I'm saying.
Well, okay.
But it's still a very, very good movie. I mean, that's the only issue, just length. The length of the movie. That's the only issue I had. But that's why it's 9 and not a 7.
For me personally, I don't give it a 10 like lightly, like something that is this is a very good movie. It's a 10.
And maybe, and you might, if we don't seem like too excited right now, because we're tired right now, because it's, what time is it?
It's midnight.
What time? It's
It's past midnight.
12:42 a.m.
Yeah,
basically.
it's past midnight. but I'm actually very I'm very overwhelmed with amazement and overwhelmed with such excitement to actually go and see it again. I really want to go and see it again. This is that kind of film that I want to see this again. I want to see this again. It was that good.
Do you think we have long-time viewers like right now watching, like saying, "Damn, this is nostalgic"?
What do you mean?
Because we haven't filmed in the same room next to each other for a while.
Yeah.
Damn, this is nostalgic. Even the lighting is a bit.
It's a bit off.
Yeah, because I mean, as we said, we didn't bring everything with us.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, we're only using one mic again.
There's so many things that you're allowed to travel with nowadays. So.
Unless we could have brought everything, but it would be expensive to bring everything here.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's great, you know. I enjoyed it. It was very good movie.
For those that will be looking forward to more reactions, obviously, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right now we're not going to be available to film until the 19th, unfortunately.
Yeah. So if you're looking forward to that reaction for Crimes of Grindelwald, Grindelwald or what? The Fantastic Beasts 3. We are going to do that reaction, but not now.
And maybe other movies that other trailers to movies that we missed.
Exactly. But you'll see them there. If you're a long-time subscriber here, you'll know, and you'll just get a notification. So make sure to click on that bell. So click on that bell so you get notified immediately. All right.
Check out this video. This is the video that YouTube recommends you could watch from our channel, obviously.
Yeah. Not other channels, just this one.
And
this one is the hottest video. This is the latest video that we've just recorded. So go watch that out. Check it out. Adios.
Bye, guys.
Woo!